Alright, so today we're covering 5 solid mods that genuinely make your classic air-cooled Volkswagen Beetle cooler. Every mod is achievable. We'll go in-depth. History, benefits, technical notes, installation considerations, real-world facts. Most classic Beetles ship with a single carburetor, usually a Solex or Purebird, which feeds all 4 cylinders through a pretty basic intake manifold. That setup works for stock use, but it really limits airflow and throttle smoothness. Installing twin carburetors like dual Weber 34 ICT or IDF or EMPI 34 EPC kits is honestly a serious game changer. Each pair of cylinders gets its own throttle body, which improves volumetric efficiency, throttle response, and balance. Enthusiasts often report gains of about 5 to 15% more power on a 1600cc engine. When done right, you also get a more even fuel-air ratio and smoother throttle transitions. Dual carbs are common in custom builds and show cars, but way less typical in daily drivers, so it really gives your Beetle a unique edge. Proper tuning is absolutely essential though. Carb size has to match engine displacement. Too large and you hurt drivability, too small and you choke airflow. Many builders prefer dual 40 to 44 millimeter IDF Webers or Weber ICTs on dual port heads. Expect a noticeable increase in throttle response, plus that authentic intake growl everyone loves. Changing camshaft profiles isn't exactly new, but pairing it with high ratio rockers like 1.25 to 1 or even 1.4 to 1 is less common and honestly more effective than just swapping the cam alone. Standard Beetle rockers are around 1.1 to 1. Stepping up gives you 25 to 40% more valve lift without having to modify cylinder heads or split the engine case. The result? Increased airflow at mid to high RPM, slightly higher compression, and safer valve train operation. Forum users usually report modest but meaningful gains, something like 2 to 5 horsepower when used with a mild cam. You'll see more if you match cam, head flow, and exhaust. You'll need longer push rods, geometry checks, maybe even stronger springs, but installation can actually be done in an afternoon with basic tools. The upgrade not only lifts more air, it reduces mechanical noise and cam wear, a subtle but really clean performance path. So, when you twin carb or cam up your Beetle, the stock mechanical fuel pumps just can't keep up. They start losing pressure under load, which leans out the mix and causes jerking or hesitation. Fitting an electric inline pump rated at roughly 30 gallons per hour with an adjustable regulator set to around 3 to 4.5 psi totally fixes that issue. Most modern kits are pretty reliable, affordable, and they mount cleanly under the rear seat. Now, Reddit and forum advice really emphasize safety wiring through a relay, so the pump cuts off if the engine stops to prevent fuel flooding if, say, a hose breaks. Users often note sharper throttle response, no more fuel starvation on inclines or during hard cornering, and way better tuning consistency. Air-cooled engines, as you probably know, rely on oil for cooling, but oil temps can just skyrocket under heavy use or when it's really hot outside. Adding an external oil cooler, whether it's mounted behind the engine, under the deck lid, or in the doghouse area, can reduce oil temperature by 20 to 30%, which seriously improves longevity and helps you avoid a heat crash. Ducted coolers use fan airflow to pull fresh air through the fins, and many kits even include a deck lid scoop to boost airflow at highway speeds. You'll need to install braided lines, mount the cooler with brackets, and maybe even drill for ducts. But honestly, it's a high-impact, low-visibility mod. The payoff? Consistent engine temps, smoother performance in hot climates, and a lot less oil degradation. Now, the most advanced mod on this list is upgrading to Mega Squirt-based electronic fuel injection, or EFI. This upgrade removes your carbs and adds throttle bodies or multi-port injectors, sensors, a crank trigger, O2, map, and of course, a programmable ECU. EFI brings you precise fuel metering, ignition control, way better cold start performance, and about a 10 to 15% boost in torque and power. Mega Squirt systems are super DIY friendly and give you nearly unlimited tuning flexibility. They even support wasted spark ignition or coil packs. Users in Beetle forums are honestly proud to report modern drivability, easy tuning, reliable cold starting, improved fuel economy, and even some diesel driver satisfaction. There's even a YouTube build of a 2165cc turbo Beetle running Mega Squirt, which is actual proof of concept. This mod is definitely more involved. You'll need throttle bodies adapted to the Volkswagen intake, all the right sensors, a wiring loom, laptop tuning software, and some mechanical know-how. But once you've got it dialed in, it really delivers modern convenience in a vintage body. Now, Reddit and forum advice really emphasize safety wiring through a relay.